around. It's something that I just can't understand, the way I behave. Some people you can never save. In my right hand, got a girl on my ear, and on my left hand, throwing back a beer. What can I say? I'll make you see clear.
Hi, Mike the GM here. We decided to change the format of our videos just a tiny bit. Most of our videos have wound up being an hour and a half to 2.5 hours long, and we were thinking we would go with a shorter format, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, so you can listen to them on your way to work or maybe watch them as you're cooking dinner in the evenings. Hopefully you enjoy the new format, and thanks for watching. Alrighty, so if you remember where we last were when we left off, let's see, Bunk, Volt, and Darwin had kind of started to catch up. Volt and Darwin were going to get together to work on Volt's problem with the ghost. You had gone and talked to the St. Louis Cathedral, one of the deacons, Deacon Fontainebleau, who had told you about this one.
To get in contact with Miranda?
Right, Miranda, who was someone who kind of was a little more hands-on.
Handler.
Yeah, that she was a little more hands-on when it came to that kind of stuff. You had created a brooch that was supposed to be a lure for the devil man and wound up being effective in a way you had not realized, possibly because of the ghosts that were around.
Lots of screaming.
Yeah, exactly. You guys had, I think, finally joined up together to eat lunch. You guys had gotten together... trying to remember. You had set up your listening spell, and she was coming to your house, and basically while you were finishing your spell, she was hanging out on the front porch because she thought you weren't home.
Okay.
Right. And I think that's where we are right now.
So
at least that's what the video said when I
late
rewatched it. It's probably around 1 or 2 o'clock. Yeah, so it's just after lunch. Right.
Okay. Are we starting with us then?
Who would like to start? Because we're kind of starting to come together on a lot of stuff. So who wants to start?
Okay, well, we can start then.
Okay, cool.
Finish that line out.
All right, so you finished your listening spell. You realize there's somebody sitting out on your front porch, possibly waiting for you, and it is Miranda. So there you go.
Okay. I come out of my area where I've been working on the listening thing and look outside, and I see, Miranda. So I'm gonna open the door and say, "Hey, Miranda, you're here? Was I expecting you?"
Probably not. But I got the thing that we talked about.
Okay, cool.
My sandwich.
That too. Your sandwich.
I see like jelly or something. I'm just kidding. Or,
no,
what do you have on the
jelly.
sandwich?
What?
Mustard?
There's no
ketchup?
jelly there.
Probably a little bit of mustard.
That's
It could have been a Monte Cristo.
It was a Cuban. No.
Oh, it was a Cuban. Okay.
Yeah, so, thing is, it works.
Cool.
Maybe
A little too well.
Maybe too well. I don't really want to hold on to it. Would you want to do that?
Sure.
So
I'm gonna I'm not just gonna grab it because I'm like, what's wrong?
I already
with
have
it?
it wrapped in something.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to skin contact touch this thing ever again.
All right, so I'll take it from you.
Don't wear it.
Do I notice
Just
anything
a
even
warning.
in the holding it, Mike, within the wrapping of the cloth?
It's very cold. Unnaturally so. I mean, even through the cloth, you can feel that it's just got this chilly. It feels like kind of a lump of very, very cold metal. If you've ever taken something like a spoon or a fork out of the freezer, this is what this feels like. It's just supernaturally cold.
So, can you tell me what it is?
So, I asked a friend of mine who dabbles in, like, arcane thingamabobs to make this, and it's supposed to emulate fear, and I thought we could use it as a lure, on the full moon. Tomorrow night at this point, or the next night? It's like 2 nights away, I want to say.
I want to say it's tomorrow night.
Anyway, I figured we could use it as a lure.
Okay. So I'm just gonna...
I put it on. Not a great experience. Just saying.
Did it stop working when you took it off?
Not as far as I could tell, because I'm still not in good place.
Okay.
I think, I mean, based on the fact that it's still kind of cold to the touch, I think it's still hot. I'm just saying, I think it's live.
Well, let's do this. Why don't you step across the street from me?
Emulate fear,
Okay.
cause
Sure.
fear. Fear's a result.
And Mike, I'm gonna like slowly unwrap it.
It's still really cold.
No, I know, but I'm gonna do one layer at a time so that
Still
whatever-
really cold.
Oh, so you're okay.
Still really cold. Like an ice cube, very cold.
I like keep looking.
Pretty kind of
back at
brooch.
every
It's
time
got.
she does
It's not a
that.
very expensive brooch, but it's
I'm
a
like
pretty
stepping
brooch with
10
like
foot
got some mother of pearl inlay in it. It's nice.
You should put it on.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Definitely
with
don't
my
put it
little
on.
finger, I'm gonna touch just the. Can I?
It's
well,
really cold.
Can I like?
The
Can I
thing here.
evaluate it with like my sense of?
Do you want to do your
magic
wizard
or
sight?
something?
Remember, you have wizard sight. You open your sight, but
No, I
remember.
don't want because I don't want to remember it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
My feeling is if she's this freaked out about it, I don't know what she's.
Well, now
used,
remember
so-
though that the wizard sight, the way it works is while you will remember it, unless it's something really terrifyingly nasty or something like that that's going to damage your psyche, it's okay to use your wizard sight. And that is probably one of the best ways to assess something. You remember in the books, that's why Harry, saw some of the
Yeah,
stuff.
well, I guess
So,
I thought it was going to be worse than that. Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, then I'm going to open my wizard sight.
So
Attack bonus
to
again?
do wizard sight, what you do is you spend an action opening your sight.
Okay.
And then you're going to make a lore check to do an assessment of what you see because the sight is very intense. Then I'm going to attack you as a mental attack, and you're going to defend using your discipline. And then you can try and close the sight. Okay, so if you defend against the attack, then you can close the sight. Otherwise, it stays open for another round, and I get to attack you for another round.
Okay.
So that's how that works, okay? So, what's your thought?
I'm going to go for it.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a lore roll.
Not yet. All right,
Okay.
so you open your wizard sight, and you're looking at the brooch. Of course, colors become more vibrant. The first thing you notice is that at your house, colors are a lot more vibrant because you're doing magic there. You can see the
This
threshold.
is as I open the.
Your wizard sight. Yeah, your third eye is what they call it.
All right.
You notice that there's also your threshold. You can tell that your house doesn't have a really strong threshold, but it is a threshold that would keep out evil, nasty baddies, vampires, and things like that, and wizards for all that matter, because it is lived in. You look at the brooch. The first thing you notice is that there's just like frost kind of swirling around it, and as you look closer at the brooch, I'm going to need you to make a lore check.
Hey.
Mm.
So +7.
Okay, so you look at the brooch and you notice that the swirling winds that are swirling around it, you can see their faces in these winds that are screaming in terror. You see a man, a young woman, and it looks like maybe a couple children, a young boy and a young woman who are just swirling around this brooch, and as their faces come up, they're screaming. Now you can't hear anything, but you can see this. The other thing you see is that as they swirl around, there's this like pulse of icy white wind with screaming faces that just launches out in all directions. Now, around you, it's only going out in about a 3 or 4 foot radius, but you get the distinctive impression that if you put this brooch on, it's going to go a much larger radius, mainly because it's going to be feeding on your fear. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Now you need to make I'm going to make an attack against you, so you're going to defend with discipline. Okay? I know my mental attack roll. You just roll discipline to defend.
That's good. You know
You're
how
not
you roll.
rolling first?
Nope. I know what my attack roll is. I know what my damage is, so you're just rolling against me.
Nice.
That's not bad.
I'm
Yeah.
rolling what, lore?
What discipline?
Discipline? That's a 6.
Okay, my attack roll was a +3, so you beat my roll and actually beat it with style. Okay, so what that means is that actually I think you beat it with like 2 shifts of style because you beat it with a 1. If you tie my roll, you beat it, and then I think, but you get a minor consequence. But beating it by 3, yeah, you beat it with style. So no problems, no stamina loss or anything like that, no mental damage. Now what you want to do is do you want to close your wizard sight?
Yes, I don't think there'd be any reason to keep it open.
Can't imagine, no, yeah.
Okay.
So you close your wizard sight, and immediately the fear that's pulsing out from this thing that's covering your entire living room with kind of this frosty covering dies down, and you're now just looking at this normal brooch, but it's still very, very cold. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap it back up.
How's it going?
Put it in my pocket for now. Put it in my pocket.
Put it in my pocket.
I'm gonna beckon Miranda over like this
Okay.
because that's what we do in Final Fantasy.
It's good. It's good? Everything's good? Okay.
So where did you get this brooch?
So Darwin is a guy that I know, and he's made that brooch used to let me track vampires. And I asked him to adjust it for this, to serve us and what we're trying to do right now. And he did that to it.
He just goes by Darwin?
Smith, I think is his last name. Do I know that?
Oh, that's...
I assumed I would have.
Oh, I figured
Ask
you've done
for his-
business with him before.
I have.
In the video, so I can just
Once before.
Yeah. Okay.
I just thought it was better as like
Interesting.
Smith, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
it's-
I don't know.
Right.
Now that I think about it, there was something weird.
Mm-hmm.
When I was at his house, he was like, "Hey, can you stand here for a minute?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I heard voices, and he was like, "It's not just me." And then he didn't elaborate. Might be unrelated, but that
Ages
happened.
are weird.
I know, when you say that, I'm like, huh. Gonna have to check out Darwin. I'm thinking to myself.
She's got a sword. Run. Okay.
I have a revolver.
Bring a knife to a gunfight. There you go. You have a really serious revolver too. It's a magic revolver.
That's
so-
okay. I have ice shards in my umbrella.
Yeah. All right. So, what next, folks?
Wait, hang on.
Making notes. I got you.
Yeah.
So I guess
All right.
I'm
I said, well, I
full
think
money.
it'll work, but I think, yeah, it's probably a good idea for neither of us to actually wear it.
Right.
Does it feel like it would emit
I'm
enough
on board
fear?
with that.
So let's do this.
Well,
Let's.
when you viewed it under your wizard sight, you realize that if you don't wear it, it's going to cover maybe a 15, 20-foot radius. If
Okay.
you're trying to call the devil man, somebody's got to wear it.
All right.
Unfortunately.
So, I'm gonna go in my house. I'm gonna get a pair of leather gloves.
Well, you can touch it. It's only, I mean, when you were looking at it and pulled it out from the wrappings and you actually touched it, you didn't feel any fear. It was just really cold. It was only after you looked at it with the wizard's sight, that you really saw this stuff going on. So touching it doesn't seem to power it. It seems like you've got to wear it, you know.
So then this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this on, and I'm gonna try to not be afraid because I kind of know how it works.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be actively combating the fear.
It's daytime. Devilman has only ever shown up at night. You probably don't need to put it on right now.
I'm testing out to see if I can control
I
it.
got you. Okay, cool. All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do that now.
I'm gonna do that now, and I know it's daylight. I figure this is probably the safest-ish
True.
part of time.
Devilman's
so I'm
not
gonna
playing
do that
that
now.
for you, though. Yeah.
Unless you don't feel comfortable. If you think we need more people around, then I can do that. But I'm afraid if we get more people around, they're going to cower in fear.
I don't. Whenever I put it on, I don't think it affected Darwin. In fact, I think he was the one who took it off of me. So maybe I have to
Then how do we know if it affects
And I
anybody
told you
else?
not to wear it.
Right.
Details.
Did he?
I did tell her not to wear it. But this is an experiment.
Did he say anything to you about like maybe he felt any effects of anything? Or you don't know because you were just...
I didn't. I got the sense that maybe it worked. Maybe better than he thought it was going to, but it did what it was supposed to do.
Well, I'll put it on and see if it.
I'll be here to take it off
that
with you.
way.
I don't think it'll.
And then we might try a little foray during the day.
Wow.
There's only two of us.
Good night, everybody.
Demonetized.
Where's that wizard site now? Anyway, go ahead.
I think it induces fear.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to show up the night of doing the actual thing, inducing.
Got you.
It doesn't work. Like, look at my brooch. Okay, you know. Sorry.
All
It's
right.
gonna be all right. Oh wait. I'll take.
Okay.
Can I borrow that glove
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
just to take this off of
Really?
you? Whatever.
All right.
All
so
right.
you're gonna put the brooch on.
Inevitably go south.
You pin the brooch to your coat or your shirt or whatever. I need you to make a discipline check. Okay. What's your discipline at?
+5.
All right.
Hey, there you go.
Should be okay.
Woo!
Bam.
+8.
All right.
Bam.
You
I
pin
don't
the
notice
brooch
anything.
on. Initially, all you feel is just this cold lump on your chest, and then fear just hits you like a wall. And you're able, as the fear starts to mount, you start building your mental defenses. You envision yourself as a hot summer day, and you build that heat to the point where now you're kind of like the sun, until eventually you're just giving off waves of heat that counteract this fear and coldness. And sure enough, the fear just washes around you. I mean, you can see it pulsing out, kind of, or you can feel it. You really can't see it. You can feel the fear kind of pulsing out. But yeah, you're not scared. You're just kind of feeling that your energy is feeding into this thing as it pulses. But it's not, taking any energy from you. You can just feel that there's kind of a trickle of, maybe that bad day you had or that bad dream you had where you went to school and, you weren't wearing pants or whatever, So it's a very minor fear that, is just kind of feeding into it. It's not something that's controlling you, which you very much can handle it.
Can I tell how far it's pulsing out?
You want to open your wizard's sight again to see how far it goes out? You really can't tell unless you do that. And you may need to step to the front porch. Do you really want to see how far it's pulsing out while you're being attacked by fear and try and open your wizard's sight and be attacked by your wizard's sight? So you'll be receiving 2 attacks per round. That's might not be a situation that would be good for you. Unless you're just really feeling going all out.
No, that's okay. So
Send it.
I will reach up and undo the brooch and take it off.
You think you can probably handle this, and of course we got to roll every time, but you think you can probably handle it. It's not too bad.
Okay.
She reaches up, takes the brooch off, and hands it to you.
No, I don't hand it to her. I put it back in the closet and wrap it up.
Well, remember, as long as you're not wearing it, it doesn't seem to affect you. It's just a really cold little piece of jewelry.
Right. I don't want to have a freezing leg
Give her
while
the-
I'm walking around.
Rip glove back.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say, so yeah, it's a
You
good spell for causing
It's working.
fear.
Yeah.
But I think maybe because I was prepared for it. 'cause
You got your
told me
mojo
about
right.
it.
I wasn't expecting
That. Yeah.
that.
But I don't know how far out it goes. Would you be interested in taking a walk around the neighborhood with the brooch on?
Well,
Me with it on?
Well, now again, remember, if you're trying to call the Devil Man, he's not going to be out until after dark.
I'm not calling it a man. I want to see if people around me become fearful.
Okay, remember, what this thing does is it pulses fear out around you. It doesn't scare people, it's a lure. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So you're not going to scare
Gotcha.
people, it's going to send this pulse of fear outwards, and if the Devil Man's nearby, he's going to go, that smells like food.
Okay. All right.
Like
Or
our food.
Yeah, my food. I
It's a
think we
bait.
need to eat
So
that.
it won't
Yeah.
just randomly make
No,
people go,
no,
oh,
no. They wouldn't feel anything. They might.
look, there's a shadow.
The most they might feel is, ooh, it's kind of chilly over here.
Okay.
You know?
So
All right, then good. It's not as dangerous as I thought it was.
No, it's not.
okay, cool, good, great to know. So we have this. So I guess full moon will
Full moon's in 2 days.
2 days.
But you can always try it before the full moon. I mean, it was just Big Tony who said that, and who knows.
Right.
Yeah,
We could experiment.
Yeah, but I think first I want to go see this Darwin guy. I think he has a problem.
What kind of problems? Oh, you mean the voices?
Well, when I looked at the brooch, the voices, it looks like a family, and they're screaming in terror.
Are they like in that thing?
I don't know if it's them or if it's just a manifestation of what's the cold place that you're in.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I can show you where he lives. Sure. Yeah.
Now, she's got a bike, but both of you could probably catch a bus or a streetcar or something like that to get there.
Do I have the little thing you can ride on the back?
Of your what?
On my bike.
Like those little
Like
spoke
pegs?
things.
No, not the pegs. It's a
I'm imagining you with an umbrella and your big gray cloak, and then she's got a sword across her back, and she's riding on the pegs of your bike as you cross town.
On the front of the bike.
Yeah,
For sure.
in front of the bike.
People are like,
I'll
oh,
just
they
sit
must
on
be
the
going to a
handlebars.
reenactment.
Why is that woman with the sword riding on the front of the bike, and why does she wear?
She's on the
I can
back
just
of
see
the
it
bike.
now. Street preachers just going down there like, hey, it's Miranda. Hey, Miranda. Hey, guys. Yeah.
Question about the sword.
Which point the police
Am I
pull
just
you over
like
and go,
packing
license
it
for
at
that
all
sword?
times? Is it invisible at any point? Is
I mean,
it
I
like
have mine.
patch
it's
blade type thing?
no, it's a cavalry saber. So you probably wear it across your back, maybe underneath your coat.
I was gonna say, I would probably not want to.
I mean, unless you want to throw it across your hip.
To conceal it in some way.
Yeah. You could even, wrap it up in cloth. Well, you could probably actually. That's a cavalry saber. It's got a little bit of curve. You could probably even throw it into one of those, funny looking little tubes like people carry blueprints and stuff into, and sling it across your back. So there's a lot of ways you can conceal it, but it's a sword. If somebody opens the container, they're gonna go, "Oh crap, that's a sword."
You can always just give me the address, and you can Uber, and I'll bike.
You're gonna take an Uber, just ride
I
together.
could just pay for the Uber.
I won't mess up the modern Uber.
Just sit in the back seat.
Okay.
We could probably hop in a
And-
trolley car.
and-
I think that's how I got to his
And
house before.
think calm thoughts. Don't get excited. Don't get angry, and you'll be fine.
Use
Don't
that
wear the
eight
brooch.
discipline.
Don't wear the
Just-
brooch.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we're going to take the trolley. That's
Yeah,
what
let's
she
just-
said.
Yeah,
I
those
think
trolleys
that's how
are
I got.
pretty old school. All right, so you head down to the nearest stop, hop on the streetcar. They're called streetcars, I was told by Dr. Lachaussee, so they're streetcars.
Named Desire.
Exactly. The trolleys are in San Francisco. But you head on the streetcar, catch it at the nearest stop, ride it up town to where she tells you Darwin's house is. It takes you maybe 30 minutes to get there. There's not a lot of people on the streetcar, really, which is a little weird, but it's kind of early in the day. I think it's Saturday. I think we decided that this is started on a Friday, and we're on day 2. So it's a Saturday, probably around 1, 2 o'clock, when you roll up and get off at the nearest stop that's to Darwin's house and are able to walk a block or two to get there.
I thought Terrence was being buried on Friday, or did I just decide
No,
on
you
Friday?
just decided
Okay.
that. He's being buried in 3 days. This is
Okay.
day 2. He's being buried not tomorrow, but the day after.
Okay.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday, right. It's a good day to be buried, I guess.
Is this the same day that I just left your house?
Yes, because
Yes.
I took my sandwich.
That's correct. It's only been about a couple hours, actually, since she
Yeah.
stole your sandwich. That's
Probably-
right.
He's not gonna be upset about that, I'm sure. I was gonna say we should probably stop and grab him a po' boy on the way, but
There are a lot of shops along
There are a lot of places. You could probably go by
Okay.
Central Grocery and grab him a muffaletta, and he'd probably
Well,
no harm, no
probably
foul,
go by
all be
there,
forgiven.
but
So
there's,
Yeah,
sushi.
That's a big
and-
sandwich.
that's a good sandwich too.
yeah,
Big
we'll,
and good.
We'll go grab a deli sandwich real quick before
All
we.
right. There's lots of little local delis. You can get him something that's pretty good. Of course, I've never had much that's bad in New Orleans anyway. But you can grab me something.
I'll just get a packed dinner. Well, this is probably past lunch. We have lunch hours ago.
Right.
I'll grab dinner for us, and we'll just make it a date.
All right. So around 2:00, you roll up to Darwin's little shotgun house. That's where did we decide your house was?
We didn't.
Okay. We'll say it's probably in the Garden District, which makes it a little ways from your place. So probably you get there around 2:30. It's a house that's very similar to yours. Yours is in a little better shape. Wait. Your resources are 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's in a house that's in very comparable shape to yours. And it looks like it's kind of in the area of the Garden District that's undergoing gentrification, where a lot of people are moving into the area and they're flipping these houses and fixing them up and then living in them. Ironically enough, instead of just flipping them and selling them. So yeah.
So hop off the trolley
Okay.
and say, which house is it?
That one.
Yeah.
With the.
All right. You walk up the
Shotgun
block.
shape.
You walk by this green pickup truck that's got this window that's been boarded up because it looks like somebody broke into it. And then a little further up the street, and you see the house that she's talking about. You walk up on this front porch. You hear somebody coming up on your front porch. Yeah.
I was just getting ready to leave too.
Yeah, you were. Looks like somebody's visiting you.
All right then.
Hey, I'm back. It's not a problem with the brooch exactly. I'm just back for a different reason. Hey.
Oh, it's Miranda. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'll
She's got somebody with her, though. Just letting you know. This is a woman who is wearing a gray cloak. Everybody in the magical community recognizes that the gray cloak is the sign of the wardens. They're kind of the magical enforcers of the magical world. She wears this thing, and so the White Council. They're kind of the council of wizards who lay down the law, and if somebody breaks the laws of magic, that they roll in and kill them. I mean, this is how it's handled.
Contact burn.
And she's wearing a gray cloak, and so you're kind of going, oh crap, she brought the law down on my house. What the heck have I done wrong now?
Good.
Yeah, you're a little nervous.
He doesn't open the door, he just runs away.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
the last aspect I actually wrote down was questionable acquaintances.
Wait, they're after Volt. No. Yeah. You're a little nervous because wardens make everybody a little nervous. Now, that being said, they are good guys, but they're the magical popo.
Yeah, like, give me a moment. It's a weird thing, like...
We're straight out the underground.
Get rid of that vampire blood. The small child's body. Wait, no, that's not true. That's not true.
Gonna snort this grave dust real
Yeah,
quick.
right.
Can't have that laying out.
Yeah, goofa dust. Goofa dust, right.
Goofa dust.
Yeah.
All right, but I'll go answer the door and give that slight confused, like, hey.
I hold up bags of food. Ha!
Oh, she does have food, and it looks like maybe it's in repayment of the sandwich she stole or ate a lot of. Yeah.
Good, because
Probably
the
still
big
have a
days she
little
left were
mustard, like-
cold.
Yeah, they were. They were good, but they were cold. Yeah. She's got this lady with her who's wearing a hat, and she's got an umbrella. It's not raining. And a cloak, and a gray cloak like a warden, and so
It's not raining yet.
that's true. It is New Orleans.
It is New Orleans.
Orleans. Yeah, give it a minute. Yeah.
It is the Gulf Coast, right?
Yeah, that's right. Don't like the weather? Wait 30 minutes. It'll be something else. Yeah. All right. So you gonna let him in?
So, how can I help you?
You made a very interesting item for her that's going to be very helpful and useful.
I think we're trying to help you.
I'm trying to, but when I was looking at it, I noticed something unusual about it, and I'm afraid you have a problem in your house. And if I
in
could
the house,
help you
yes.
with it, I would like
I
to
do.
help you with it.
You're going to need him to invite you in, or his threshold is going to cause problems for you being able to use your power fully. Okay? His threshold is not strong, but it's enough it's going to be a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm saying, so if you don't mind, I'd like to come in so I can see where this cold spot is. I've seen what I think is the family that is in the center of this cold spot, and they're somehow feeding that cold spot. And they're all screaming in terror.
Trevor, make me a lore check, okay?
I should be able to do that.
You have pretty good lore.
And he didn't tell me it was a family. So.
Right. Oh,
It is a 3.
Okay. You've heard in the past that for wizards to fully be able to use their powers, they have to be invited in. By the way, anybody's stress that you have, mental, physical, stuff like that, is gone. Okay. Because it's been several scenes.
Mention that.
Yeah, it's all gone. Yeah. So your mental, physical stress is all gone. You're feeling fine, feeling pretty wired. Yeah.
Getting things done.
Getting things done. Right. So yeah, you're kind of thinking that she wants you to invite her in so she can have the full complement of her power. Now, that's kind of a double-edged sword. If she has the full complement of her power as a wizard, that's a lot of power.
Right.
On the other hand, if she's trying to help you, she may need the full complement of power to be able to help you. So,
Sorry, I just find it really amusing that the threshold was basically a speed bump.
Yeah, well, yours is a speed bump.
Yeah.
St. Louis Cathedral, if she walked in uninvited, she would essentially leave all her wizarding abilities at the door. Same thing for vampires, any other supernatural creature. And so it all depends on the, if you had a wife and kids there, your threshold would be much stronger, which would mean that, she would again leave a large portion of her power behind. Right. So yeah.
I get the feeling that I think I kind of know what's up. That food for me?
Yes. I
figured. By all means, come on.
Now, you don't have any problem with that because your, righteous faith doesn't really require that kind of stuff. It's only wizards and, icky things that go bump in the night that have to worry about that.
So I step in after she does.
Well, he invited you in. Yeah. So, yeah, you come in, you don't have to leave anything behind, but you can definitely feel it's like a veil part as you step in. Okay, so she hands you the food, and...
I take the food, and I was like, oh, by the way, it's that spot there. Yep. And I just kind of walk over.
Do you know anything about the family?
Not a whole lot, but I did go to the local library. Yeah, I found out that there was a unfortunate, I believe it was gang-related murder that happened in this house, and it was a family of 4, and all 4 of them lost their lives. Based on the pictures I saw, I believe it was, again, right in that spot over there.
Points to a place kind of in the corner of the room that's basically back from his living room.
Okay.
You see a thaumaturgy circle in there. You see a lot of little Tupperware containers containing all kinds of stuff. There's there's a few books, not very many, but there's a lot of binders that are just like full of pages and notes and some things like that. This looks like a thaumaturgy lab. I mean, you're familiar with what this is. You've seen this before. You have one. So yeah, you're like, okay, this guy's a practitioner. Yeah.
Okay. So have I done this sort of thing before? Do you know? Okay.
You have not worked with ghosts before. You're going to go stand in this circle?
Let me step in the circle first and see what effect it has.
Okay, well, it's not in his thaumaturgy circle. It's just an area over kind of in the corner off to the side.
Okay.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to make a lore check? Do you want to, just open your sight? What do you want to do?
Let me make a lore check first.
Okay,
I just.
Balanced out.
5.
Okay.
5.
You step into the area where he's pointing, and you can hear these whispers, which is kind of what Miranda was talking about, that you can hear these whispers of, there's a man, very obviously a man saying, "Where is my wife? My darling, where have you gone?" And then you hear a little child's voice, maybe a little boy's, saying, "Who took my binky? I can't find my binky." And then there's a woman's voice that very obviously says, "Oh my gosh, where are the children? I can't find the children." And then a young girl's voice that says, "Where's my mommy?" So there's these kind of whispers of ghostly voices that seem to be just lost.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of step out and say, I think maybe they just don't know where the rest of the family is.
And that was what you had kind of sussed out last time too, that you needed to get them to see each other.
If I open my wizard's eye, I'm just going to see this. Do I need to go? Would they be in the Never Never? I mean, where would I go to interact with one of them?
You're not sure you could interact with them. If they're really strong ghosts, they might have an area of the Never Never that is theirs. But if they're just shades that are lost, you might go into the Never Never and you wouldn't even see them. So you're not sure. Darwin had said that kind of what he needed to do was probably get them to recognize each other, which probably would require a ritual spell, some kind of spell that would help them to see each other.
All right.
Because you had done a spell that allowed you to see them, and so you're kind of like, oh, they just need to see each other. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was what I was about to go do. Was go back to the library, look at the same stuff again, and see if I can't like print out a couple of the pictures of the people, and hopefully we can use those items. You know, maybe a little doll for a little kid, something like that. Put them in a nice little area together, kind of lure them there with these things, and then make them visible to each other.
Oh, well, okay. I guess you have a will in hand. I just was concerned because she was like...
2 practitioners doing rituals, so much easier. Because
that's
you
what
can help each other. If there's stress, you can kind of share the stress. Each round, you can each roll and take 1 mental stress and probably get the spell to go faster. So, 2 people working on rituals is always a nice thing. Yeah.
Well, then I'll follow up with, if you decide you'd like some help, because I too do thaumaturgy, just let me know. I'm gonna
by all means.
whip out my
She's a warden. She's
my
a
warden
wizard,
card
so
and hand it to him.
She's got some cards. Yeah.
Yes. Dela, 2 L's.
I see that. Just need to find my wallet. Hold on.
Yeah. So what are you guys going to do? You going to head to the library and meet back here in a few hours?
I would like to head to the library and see if I can't procure the items.
Yeah.
But by all means, if you're willing to help, this is a very recent development. So I would like to be able to do work normally here again.
Make me a lore check real quick. Yeah. Talents again.
I got a 5.
All right. It's odd that this all of a sudden has started being an issue. Cold spots, whispers, and stuff like that. And that's the same thing you ran into too. You've owned this house for a year, and now all of a sudden ghosts are causing problems. And you're kind of, again, both of you are kind of wondering, what's changed? Why all of a sudden are we having ghosts pop up? This is strange.
It may, and I'll tell him, because she's here too, and said, maybe this has something to do with the Devil Man. I mean, if he's causing a lot of fear,
does seem to be like
maybe it's stirring up.
Events.
And then those weird cats.
The cats? Yeah.
What?
There's a cat church.
Cats?
The
Cat church in Jackson Square.
Congregate and they sing. I don't know. It's weird. I couldn't understand what they're saying.
That's someone's like little gig for money or something? That's
No, just the cats by themselves, like holding court, like
it's a
one
weird
presiding over the other cats. It's a thing.
You're welcome to come along if we go see it again.
We didn't have that in Tennessee, so I don't know. This is...
And bottom line, don't let them steal your breath. So I'm just saying, okay? Don't let them steal your breath. That's right. Because cats do that stuff. They're mean.
All right. So just let me know when you get back and from whatever. And I think I'll go to the police station again. That's where I like. And I will check
stuff from there. Yeah.
I got to get some stuff from there, but I'll check into the family. Do you know the name of the family?
No, not a clue. Sorry.
No. When I go back to see if I can find the pictures and whatnot, I'll look a little bit harder, see if I can't maybe find the name, but I don't know it off the top of my head.
I was telling
maybe a street address.
Phones don't like me.
No, they don't. No, cell phones don't.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah, landlines are fine. Cell phones not so
I
much.
usually have to set up like place and time to get with her.
Yeah, you have a burner phone, or you have a phone.
I have a phone.
Yeah. Just don't stand too close to her.
Well, with wizards, I'll probably keep like an archaic, a Nokia or something.
Play Snake on it. Yeah.
You could just use the old, dial phone I have. That's a.
It has one of those.
Oh.
Yeah, other customers I have similar problems. It's fine.
Got you. Yeah, actually.
All right. So you head to the library, and where are you two headed out?
You're headed to the police department?
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably, you guys probably don't need me for what y'all are about to do, you think?
Yeah. And I don't know when we're going to start that.
Okay, well, I'll probably head back home, do some work, get ready for...
Have you scoped out already where you want to start with our fear?
Not a bad idea.
Well, tomorrow's Sunday. Are we doing it tonight?
We can.
Okay, do you want to meet up near the square tonight?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, so if you want to scope out some places that we'll go to, we can. I mean, think of where
Yeah,
would be the best place to start.
I'll kind of look over a map of the city. I'll go home. I'll do some research, and I'll do some recon while y'all are handling this, and then we can meet up at the square tonight. What time do the practitioners start?
Around 9 or 10 o'clock, they kind of fold up and leave.
I think we want to get there a little ahead of that, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Around 6 o'clock, do you want to meet up, and we'll start combing?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I'll meet her there then.
You head to the library.
Mm-hmm.
You head back to the same place you've run into before. What specifically are you looking for there?
Before, whenever I had looked up the stuff in little microfiche, they had pictures of like the house and like the body kind of stuff and whatnot. But I'm trying to see if I can't find anything around that same time, but obituary.
Right. So you're going to go back to the same microfiche desk or the same computer, one of the two. If you go to the microfiche desk, Brent is not there. Instead, there's a young woman named Samantha. And she, you tell her what microfiche you need, and she's able to immediately locate it because Brent had put it in the right place. Right. And so you can print out pictures from the microfiche. That's possible.
Good.
So you take a few minutes. It costs you like 10 cents a picture or something like that, and you print out the pictures of the house and the family and some stuff like that. When you go back over to the computer, it takes about 5-10 minutes to warm up and the squirrels to start running in the cages again, and then you you immediately start typing in keywords, and you do find an obituary, but there's no pictures. It's just very small off to the side that kind of says Stanley Renfro and wife Madeline Renfro and their 2 children. There's a ceremony to celebrate their going into to be with their Lord and Savior on it was 20 years ago, so it's probably April 15th, 1992. So it's a while back, but no pictures. It's just a really short little blurb. You get the feeling that it was probably maybe they didn't have a whole lot of money. Or maybe the family wasn't around to do it, or you're not sure, but it's very small. No pictures. You get better pictures off the microfiche, unfortunately, of the murder scene, which is kind of sad.
If I use the little computer again and I type in just the name Stanley Renfro.
Renfro, nothing pops up besides the obituary again. Right. But you've already seen that, seems like maybe nothing from there. But again, this is an old computer. It probably doesn't have a whole lot of cross-referencing in what it does have, unless it's, a major situation. You're not going to get any names or anything like that.
Right. And the fact that it was 10, 20 years ago? 10 years?
Yeah, 20 years.
20 years, that's right.
Yeah. So 1992 is when it happened, which is actually 18 years, but who's counting?
Yeah. Can I do would it be resources to try to find anything else here?
Let's go with, believe it or not, scholarship.
Okay.
Scholarship is what you're going to want to do. That's actually along the lines of using the books and computers and stuff like that.
All right.
Do you have scholarship?
I do.
Cool. Very good. Scholarship's kind of your research thing. Yeah.
I will not be in charge of describing him.
So it's still 2.
Even still. All right. You start digging through some of the books, looking for any other information you can find, and unfortunately, it seems like this was so long ago, and it was probably before everything was computerized too, that it doesn't. If there was any other information, it may be in some kind of archives at the newspaper. You're not sure you want to dig through boxes and boxes of newspaper. You're thinking that it's probably not going to be found online. Yeah. You're kind of impressed that you got Stanley Renfro and Madeline. Was it Madeline, I said?
Yes, Madeline.
Madeline Renfro. Unfortunately, you couldn't find the kids' names,
Yeah.
But, minors, you're not allowed to print that kind of stuff, so it's not surprising,
cool. So, all right, though, that's fine. I gave it a good shot, so that was... in that case, just try to find little toy and
Okay.
a binky. I think that was one of the other
That
things
was one of the things
said.
Kid was asking for, yeah.
Yeah.
You can probably head to one of the little, kind of touristy shops. You can find, a small fire engine, a binky, anything else you're going to particularly look for.
I'm just trying to think about what I can do for the parents.
Well, you've printed out some pictures, so, that may be enough. You're not sure. You've got kind of a link of the couple, in a picture together. Mm-hmm. So, and also
the names.
Right, and a picture of the house. So maybe.
Yeah, well, we'll go with that. We'll see what we can do.
Today in the Dresden Download, we're going to talk about the two types of magic that you can run into in the Dresden Files RPG: evocation and thaumaturgy. Evocation is fast magic. If you're trying to throw a spell at someone that does damage, you use evocation. If you're trying to defend yourself from someone's attack, you use evocation. If you're trying to tag someone with an aspect quickly, or if you're trying to throw up a veil so that no one can see you, you use evocation. Evocation can only be used on things that are actually in your vision and in your line of sight. Also, generally, they're short spells. They rarely last longer than a few minutes. Thaumaturgy, on the other hand, is the longer ritual magic. If you're making a potion, you use thaumaturgy. If you're trying to ward a house against an attack from a demon or a vampire, you would use thaumaturgy. Or if you're trying to do something longer term, maybe a seeking spell or a spell to find someone, or as Dela did, to listen in on a bar. This is a spell that would last longer. Now, normally spells don't last any longer than till sunup, because when the sun rises, it tends to break all spells and disable all magic. But if you put enough power into a spell, you can make it last longer. So evocation, quick magic, fast magic; thaumaturgy, longer ritual magic.